Welcome everyone, it's Mary Fish with Stampin' Pretty and StampinPretty.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I sell these gorgeous coordinating Stampin' Up! Products online on my blog, StampinPretty.com. In addition, each day I post to my blog more card ideas, tips, free PDF tutorials, and the latest Stampin' Up! Promotions and offers and new products. So please stop by and subscribe. Today's card is going to show you how to create a simple fold card. It's called a Gatefold card, and it's very simple. You create a belly band, and then you have this cute little belly band slides off, and it opens up like a gate for your little message. I think it presents almost like a gift, and especially with that hand-stamped, heartfelt feeling to our projects. I particularly love this style, and it's really easy to do. Let me tell you about a few of the other products that I use to create this card, and there will be a supply list in the YouTube description, as well as a link to the direct post with a free PDF tutorial for making this card and step-by-step instructions. So this is, of course, the star of the show, these darling little elephants, and they were created using the Elephant Builder Punch. I know you might have just a little bit of reflection off of my lights, but I need to see. There's a large and a small elephant. There's a small and a large ear, and then there's a little dot if you want to add an eye to them. And in Stampin' Up! True Form, we have it bundled. So when you purchase the punch and the coordinating stamp set together as a bundle, you save 10%. I love that. Bundles are one of my favorite things. So here is the little plaid larger elephant, and here's the smaller. And you're going to stamp them twice and punch them twice, because the second time you're just going to be cropping out the little ear, which you can see I stamped and punched, and I put on one of our mini dimensionals to give it that little lift. I think that is just an awesome product. And then Baby came from using these well-written dies. This was probably, in my opinion, the best overall value in the Occasions catalog, especially as it relates to sentiments. Look at all those words. Now they sit a little flatter. These are 5x7 magnet cards, and I will also leave the details for this little plastic sleeve in the YouTube description for you. But if you flip them this direction, which was pointed out to me by one of the members of my pals community, I can see what they say. It makes things so much easier. Those are the little things that just make me smile, because they won't fall off. And I love being able to see what my options are. And then Well Written even includes some fun stems, a bird, butterfly, some cool little things to layer. And it is a bundle as well. Okay, you can buy the dies and save 10% when you purchase it with the stamp set. And the stamp set has coordinating sentiments here. And then these you can use for interior, or however you want, or for tag making. You've got a 2, a 4, but a lot of them coordinate "You Mean the World to Me" with some of these outside combinations. So I used Baby in the dies. I heat embossed in white, Welcome, from the stamps. And then you saw in the interior that I did the Congratulations. Oh, I should also add, because they're so darn cute, that from Little Elephant, for the interior, I did the balloons and this little tiny bird. I even cropped out the bird with a 1/2-inch circle punch to pop up and give it a little extra personality. So I know one more thing I wanted to show you. I used the Twinkle Builder Punch to create these stars. Simple and easy way to create the moon and the stars. And I used the Bunch of Banners dies. I used a lot of dies on this card. I used this one to create the welcome, and I just snipped off the side. And then just as a color element, I added this You can see it behind in Pool Party. I just cropped that from Pool Party cardstock and used this with my Big Shot and just used it as a simple element. It doesn't always have to work with a sentiment. And then last but not least, I added this sweet little Designer Series paper pattern. I add it to the flap, and then I just use my paper snips to carefully remove the excess. So I think that's cute. That's from the Twinkle Coordination stamp set, but it was also Pool Party, and we are all about coordination. So let's talk about how simple and fun a gatefold card is. I have my Stampin' trimmer. You can see how that arm actually folds out. And then I have a piece of our thick Whisper White cardstock. It adds a little more substance to the card base. And I've trimmed it to 8.5 by 5.5. Very simple, okay? And then I'm going to use the scoring blade. The trimmer has both a cutting blade and a scoring blade. I'm going to use the scoring blade to score it at 2 1/8. And I can either move it over to 6 3/8 this way, but I tend to just like to do the same thing on each side. So I'm going to score it, flip it, score it at 2 1/8. And that is basically the outside. Just going to make sure these meet. And they do. And I'm going to use a bone folder to set them, make them just a little cleaner and tighter. And then to create these layers, and you can add as many layers as you want, I just went 1/8 smaller. So this area is 2 1/8 by 5.5. So each of these layers is a 1/4 inch smaller in each direction. I've got Pool Party and our darling gingham Designer Series paper. And again, everything coordinates. This is Grapefruit Grove and this is Pool Party. So I love that aspect. And then for the belly band, I have cut another piece of thick Whisper White. It measures 1.5 by 9.5. And this is how I like to do it. I like to just put this in the middle and then I just give it a little bend and a little bend. The reason I don't set specific measurements because depending on how much layering you do here, and on this card, not only did I layer, but I even added a little extra heft in the middle. I think it makes it a lot easier. And then I'll come in and I'll use my trimmer just to set those scores that should be in just about the perfect place. So where I bent it, I guess you could say a little bit, that's where I'm going to score. Then I'm going to flip it. So again, it doesn't even matter exactly because I'll show you in a second that I'm just going to end up burying where they adhere. So let's hope that this fits. So that should go around. Sometimes you might have to zhuzh it a little bit. And you don't want it too tight. Oh, I probably made it a little bit too tight. I'm going to just loosen it a little bit because you want to be able to have it slide on and off. See? But not so loose that it's going to flop off. And then the last little, I guess, secret is that you're going to adhere it below. I would suggest tear tape or multi-purpose glue, something that's going to hold really well. But that seam is going to be buried below whatever element you put here. And in this case, I used one of the layering circles for the scallop in Smoky Slate, and then one of our stitched shapes circles in the Whisper White. So let me bring this back for you. Again, here's the gatefold. Voila, super cool idea. And then here's the belly band. Like I said, I think it makes this amazing presentation to just slide it off like a little gift. You can decorate them however you want with whatever colors you want. I thought this was sweet for baby. I needed a baby card for someone very special. And of course, with Stampin' Up, everything coordinates just beautifully. I find that is such a great way to plan my budget because I know everything's going to work. I know I'm going to use most everything because they coordinate. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for joining me for my video today. Please be sure to check out the YouTube description for more details and visit my blog, stampinpretty.com. Thank you and bye-bye.